Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty cool things to go over. Some more map breakdowns have popped up regarding Pokemon Legends ZA. We have some new rumors to take a look at and some other updates as well. There's a lot of things to take a look at. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. It's trying to hit 500 likes, really helps out. Leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, just want to go over this quick update for Pokemon Go. Cerebi update, a new update has been released for the Pokédex in Pokemon Go. It allows for a notification if one is nearby and now gives battle data including moves. So, that's a pretty cool update. I mean, I don't really play Pokemon Go anymore. It's kind of gone downhill a little bit for me personally. It's more of a summery sort of game as well, so I usually don't play it as much over the winter. But, big update really. It looks really... I don't know, really good. Looks nice. Nice little sort of quality of life update. The UI looks a lot better. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. But that's a little Pokemon Go update. Moving on, let's take a look at these new map breakdowns for Pokemon Legends ZA. So we have this one here from Light, and then we also have this one from Phantom 5 over on the r/Legends ZA Reddit. So what Light has done here is basically taken the mini-map from the most recent Pokemon Legends ZA trailer and applied it to the original map that we saw for Pokemon Legends ZA. So here we can see the middle, which is Prison Tower, and then we see kind of like the map broken down into these 5 different sections. And then from the map, you can kind of see how big this sort of town or city now is. So we have this one over here, which again, we have more understanding of what that is from these images here. But this is on like that rooftop. But you can kind of see like you have the mini map in the corner, and it just shows how much stuff is around you. Like let's just take this one in the bottom left, for example. So you've got the mini map here all the way around here. It's just like kind of just showing on that mini map. So it just is a good understanding of how big this map is. But we've only really seen areas around this location here, and the thing is that the very bottom left one is this one here, which again the Pokemon here are like level 52. So for me and my understanding is that we are going to go chronologically. So we're going to start off here. So this is where like the rooftop is in the trailer. This is where you have Chikorita and your level 10s and stuff, and then they kind of progressively get a little bit better. But the fact that this is like a level 50 area means that I think we're going to start here. And then obviously we're going to go through here like the routes or the wild zones or whatever. This is like 1, 2, 3, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe each zone, like each kind of piece of the city is going to have like 3 zones. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, and then we maybe have like 15. And that's how many we have. And then we go into Prism Tower and then do the battles or whatever it's going to be in there. But yeah, these are the locations we've seen so far. And the fact that we've seen 3 locations in this sort of first area kind of adds to that as well, because they're going to show off the start of the game. They're not going to go and show like the final sort of locations of the game. But obviously they showed this one here because that was part of like the Mega Evolution sort of segment of the trailer. So these are the areas that we've seen so far. You can kind of see these circles are sort of like these greenish kind of things, but again, it could be a different color in each one. And this is the sort of like the side of the map here. This is a fly spot here as well. You can see the fly spot because it's got the little wing on it. And it does say 6 here as well. So again, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as I say, with 3 sort of wild zones per area. So that I think kind of makes a lot of sense. And then we have a little bit more of a breakdown of that and the actual showcasing of the location on this map here from Phantom. So this is the one with like the rooftop. Again, this would be sort of the second-ish zone. This is the first sort of zone where obviously you fight your rival at the very, very start. This is obviously, I guess, where zone 1 is. So this would be right down here, fight your rival here. So maybe you have to go through zone 1 and then fight your rival, because the rival does have 2 Pokemon here, maybe like a level 10 or something. So probably would make sense that you go through the first zone before you get there. We do have high levels here, but obviously you can come back to the earlier zones at any point. We have this battle here with the Hippowdon and the Talonflame over here. This is again image of a rooftop where you have like level 15s, I guess, because that's what the Chikorita was, because obviously it didn't evolve because they showed it just below the level it needs to evolve. And yeah, the fact that you're finding Flaffies here makes sense that that'd be around zone 4, 5, 6, because these are like the lower level Pokemon where you're going to find your Bunnelbees and your Fletchlings and stuff like that. And then we come around here, and then we go over here as well. So this would be like a sort of higher leveled zone in this kind of area. Again, high levels, but you could always come back to these sort of areas. It's just the fact down here you've got like a mega evolved Pokemon and stuff, and we haven't seen any of like this part of the map. So it's really just most of this, and then obviously one sort of little segment here as well. But as you can see, this is like a lot of open sort of buildings. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a lot of fully evolved flying types kind of flying around and stuff. And you say, the more I look at this and the scope / layers, the more excited I get. I'm happy rooftops are incorporated. I hope more nooks and crannies are in every area, like alleyways, buildings, sewers, etc. Please lay this game side quest galore. Also, I want to decorate our hotel room. The fact that most of this is the first big area, and there's already a good amount of variety, is very exciting. So yeah, I'm very excited for the map. I don't think it's going to be as small as people are like worried about it. And again, I think it's going to be one of those games where I just forget that I'm stuck in a city. There's going to be that many different sort of surroundings. Like this area is all a lot of greenery and stuff. This area is a lot more sort of rooftops and flying and whatever. So it's going to be like you're in a different mini city in every area, in my opinion. I think if there is 3 sort of zones in each area, yeah, 15 different zones, they're all going to be looking a little bit different. I think there's plenty of space in this city. And again, there's going to be loads of side quests where maybe you have to go back to earlier areas, which is maybe why they're around here with like high-level, fully evolved Pokemon. It is what it is, but let me know your thoughts. What do you like about the map so far? Do you think it is going to be big enough, or do you think it's not going to be big enough? Let me know your thoughts on it all. And I also wanted to go over a couple of the things as well from the r/Pokemon Legends, the r/Legends EA Reddit. So this person here, Manufacturer9, is saying, does this confirm following Pokemon? So this is taken from the trailer where we have the female protagonist running with a Tepig to the side. Legends Arceus didn't have this feature, but since after Scarlet and Violet it may seem possible, or is this just a cutscene thing? If it is confirmed, it looks better, could be wrong. And I think it makes sense to have following Pokemon given the change of battle format. Maybe it will be integrated into the overworld like auto battling in Scarlet and Violet. It says that seems to be the engine, in-engine, same as the scene of the trainer sitting at the cafe with their Totodile. I think it's possible, but every shot of the trainer walking through the city and Wild Zone showed them walking alone. There is also the scene with Chikorita right after catching a Pokemon. Chikorita doesn't go back to its Pokeball, so that's, I think, once you're battling Flaffy. It's either that or the Bunnelby. Instead, it runs back to the player. It feels close to how it works in Scarlet and Violet when you auto-battle and then the Pokemon comes back to you. It's obviously a bit different, though, because that wasn't auto-battling, so at worst, it will be like Scarlet and Violet. They're in theory, but unless in practice. I do hope they implement it better, though, which is very true. I think it's this segment here with the Flaffy, or it might be the Bunnelby, but either way, yeah, the fact that Chikorita didn't go straight back to Pokeball means that it at least does stay outside the Pokeball for a little bit, whether that's kind of a following aspect or not, who knows. And then also I wanted to go over this. So this is another potential kind of family link, and it could be Lucian from Pokemon Platinum. So a really, really good spot here from Zia Ocean saying Pokemon Legends EA Theory descendant. So it could be, maybe not even a descendant, but maybe it could be brother or something like that, because I don't think it's going to be set super far in the future, like 10 years maybe. So it could just be a professor, and it could just be a brother of Lucian or something like that. But they do look very, very similar. Like, this could be either just a trainer class, could just be like a, yeah, very wealthy trainer class, but I don't know. It does have a steel type with them as well, the Honedge. Maybe it's a little bit of a glimpse at a Mega Honedge. Could be the Professor, who knows. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool sort of like glimpse into what we might be seeing. And then also, regarding the stars, I wanted to quickly go over this as well. This is a post on Game Rant talking about, I guess, Chikorita and how it could be much stronger than the other 2 starters. Of course, we don't know, but it says one Pokemon Legends EA starter is bound to be much stronger than ever. So Pokemon Legends EA starters are an interesting bunch, with 2 of the 3 being from Generation 2, and the 3rd being one of the less popular Generation 5 starters. Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile all have the potential to become new fan favorites in Pokemon Legends EA, depending on how the game treats these starter Pokemon. However, one of this trio of critters is in far more need of some improvements than the others, and Pokemon Legends EA may be exactly what it needs to finally shine. So the player's choice of starter in a given Pokemon game tends to impact the early game more than it does the late game, when players are likely to have filled out their team a bit more. While less important to the main story of the game, a starter's competitive potential is also something to take into consideration, with mons like Greninja, Rillaboom, and Incineroar being notable examples of all-time greats in this regard. However, Chikorita is infamously one of the worst starters in both of these areas, and Pokemon Legends EA could give them on a second chance at ranking among the franchise's best. So Pokemon Legends EA can give Chikorita a new lease on life. So since it was introduced in the Generation 2 games, Chikorita's had a hard time standing out among the series starters. It was dealt a bad hand from the beginning, as Chikorita is the only starter in Pokemon Gold and Silver to be weak against the first 2 gyms. It's basically just going into it in a hard mode, really. Like, Totodile was easy, or no, Cyndaquil was easy maybe, Totodile medium, Chikorita hard. It's just the different kind of difficulties at the start of the game. Trying to take on Falcon and Flying types with Chikorita as a starter is a recipe for disaster without catching something like a Mareep or Geodude, and going against Bugsy's bug types can spell similar trouble. So even after Chikorita reaches its final stage, it has a hard time standing toe-to-toe with the other Gen 2 starters. Meganium is very defensively oriented Pokemon stat-wise, with high defense and special defense, but mediocre stats in everything else. This stat spread severely limits the utility of Meganium in both a casual Johto playthrough as well as competitive play, and one of the best defensive grass-type moves available to it is Leech Seed, which is locked as an egg move, requiring players to go through the extra step of breeding Meganium with another Pokemon that already knows the move to obtain a Chikorita that knows Leech Seed. Luckily, there is a good chance that Meganium will see a pretty significant improvement in Pokemon Legends ZA. A key part of Meganium's utility comes from its ability to set up a defense for the party with moves like Light Screen and Reflect. However, with more Pokemon Legends ZA's transition to a full range of 3D movement for players and their mons during battle, moves like these may require a complete rework or a complete scrap altogether, opening the door for Meganium to fill a new niche. With Meganium likely to gain a new form in Pokemon Legends ZA, whether it's a regional variant or a Mega Evolution, the critter could also see an entirely new moveset and stat spread. There is solid evidence to suggest that Meganium could gain the Fairy type via a new form, as Chikorita can be seen knowing the Fairy type move Disarming Voice in the recent trailer, a move it couldn't learn previously. Meganium gaining the Fairy type would do wonders for its usability, since Fairy is one of the strongest types in the franchise. It will be a massive step up for the creature compared to its appearance in past games. As well as that, it can learn moves like Moonblast. Obviously, yeah, it also already gets Disarming Voice, Dazzling Gleam maybe, and then it might start learning Giga Drain through leveling up. Might be a Leech Seed as a level up move. Hopefully is. But yeah, I could see Meganium honestly being potentially one of the strongest out of the three, if not the strongest, because I think it is about time that it got some sort of love. I mean, Game Freak knows that not a lot of people like Chikorita. I mean, I've always loved it. It was my favorite Gen 2 starter. It's the first one I ever picked when I played Gen 2 the first time, so I'm very happy to see it. Hopefully get something good. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think Meganium's going to be good, or do you think it's just going to be mediocre like it's always been in terms of competitive? And then finishing things off for today's video, we've got a new rumor to go over regarding Pokemon Legends ZA. It says Legends ZA leaks posted on the 28th of February, should I say. Again, the day after Pokemon Day, conveniently when we'd got the trailer. Posted on 4chan, take it with a grain of salt as always. But it says, defenses. Resembles a chef. So I assume this is Emboar, which resembles a chef with flames coming out bottom of nose to resemble a mustache. Flames no longer around neck but on inside of hands. Gold strips are now grey and they resemble steam and heat up. AZ picks the third starter because he feels sad for it. Meganium is so cool that I want it to be a surprise. When I saw it for the first time, I was sad I didn't pick it. So I'm assuming that this person has quote-unquote played the game. You obtain one of the Kalos starters from Dexio and Cena before talking to Sycamore. We do know that Sycamore's lab is very likely to be the end of Wild Zone 1. So, yeah, I mean, that's perfect because you get your starter, go through Wild Zone 1, and then you get your second starter, which would be, in this case, the Generation 6 starter. I mean, that's the perfect outcome. And then Generation 6 starters get Mega Evolutions, and then the regional forms for the Legends ZA starters. He later gives you a Mega Stone for the one that you choose. No abilities, but Megas boost moves more. Not damage, but things like move size and cast speed. Plus 40 speed, plus 30 special defense, and plus 30 special attack. So I assume that would be what the Mega Evolutions get. Her stick becomes way longer, and she sits on it and hovers with the fire. I don't know what this is. Looking like the end of a classic broomstick. I don't know if this is Delphox or not. The hair from her ears is overgrown and resembles a witch hat. I assume it is. 17 new Mega Evolutions, including other starters and Zygarde. Mega Zeraora must be an event because I didn't see it in my playthrough. Only changes from the playtest and the trailer and moves are cooldown based and not PP. Pokemon are catchable after they faint. And that's all I want to share. Enjoy ZA, they are actually good. And then didn't know 4chan had a character limit. Obtained general playtest on July the 9th. So I assume that would have been, yeah, last year, obviously. There was supposed to be a second one in early December, but the Terra League cancelled it. Before been holding on to info because things were going to be changed in final version. Feraligatr is a fighting type. It locks its jaw shut when it fights. Higher speed stat and attack but lower defenses. So yeah, apparently Feraligatr is fighting type. Emboar, I don't really know. It just becomes a chef. They just say Meganium looks cool, and then they talk about Delphox a little bit. I don't really know what's going on in this room. They're just kind of shouting a lot of words randomly and then saying 17 new Mega Evolutions. So 17 would be great because we already know that we're probably going to get 3 for the starters, whether that's Gen 6 or the ZA starters, 1 for Zygarde, 1 for Zeraora. That's already 5. So if there's only like 10, that's half the Mega Evolutions right there, which for me just isn't enough. So hopefully we do get like around 15 and then maybe like a couple of new regional forms or something like that, as well as like the starters getting them. But let me know your thoughts on this rumor. Do you think it's true or not? I'm not really backing it that much. It just is like a nothing burger. And then also, what are your thoughts on Meganium potentially being a lot stronger in this game? And then also Lucian being related to this person, whoever it is. And then also the map breakdown as well. What are your thoughts on the map and all of that? But that's everything from me. If you enjoyed the video, like I say, drop a like down below. It does really help out. Let's try and hit 500. Leave a comment, as I said, with your thoughts on anything we covered in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.